What's one thing people completely misunderstand about electricians?
That we're not plumbers, because because they ask questions about everything, and I'm here to do electrical work.
That's fantastic. What's the dumbest thing a homeowner has ever said to you?
Am I being a pain in the neck?
Because it's yes.
Because they are.
What's the scariest moment you've had on a job?
Oh boy, I was on a job. It was just two of us on a job. I was working inside. The contractor was working outside, and he was screaming for help. And when I finally went out there, I found him on the ground. He had fallen 12 feet. And he said, Mike, I think I broke my leg. And I looked down and I said, John, you did, because his leg was going one way and his foot was going the other. That was pretty scary.
What's a customer you'll never forget and why?
I'm afraid to mention his name.
You mentioned his name.
Because he claimed he knew more than I did. Oh, yeah. Okay. When I was working for a company called Universal Luster Leaf, I would wire the machines. They made paper for hot stamping. And I walked into the locker room to get dressed. And as soon as I touched the locker room door, the machine behind me blew up, and it was about 30 or 40 feet long. And it threw me through the door. I landed in the uniforms that we wore. I ran back into the factory. The whole thing was on fire, so I went to go out through the fire exit in the locker room, but that's where the explosion was. It was in the dust collector, so I had to go back into the building, and by then I couldn't see, and I had to find my way out, and then go back into the building and find one more person. And then 7 of us spent a weekend in the hospital. That was scary. Want another one? I had just wired a furnace. Public service had just come and hooked up the gas, and I rewired it. And I turned it on. I'm kneeling down in front of it. Next thing I know, a flame came out, engulfed my head, threw me about 15 feet back. And the next thing I knew, I was sitting in the back of a police car on the way to the hospital.
So knocked you out?
Well, I said to the guys, I said, boy, you guys got here quickly. And they said, no, it took us 20 minutes to get here. So, yeah, my boss gave me the rest of the day off, though.
Back to a customer you'll never forget and why?
I kind of remember all my customers, repeat customers. Goes back so many years. Goldberg's Bagels, because he's always calling me. Another management company that I work for, and the borough of Westwood. So those 3 customers just keep me going.
It's your bread and butter?
Bread and butter.
Or bagel and butter?
Or bagel and butter.
What's the biggest mistake you ever made early in your career?
The biggest mistake I ever saw, when I used to work for this electrician in Bergenfield, we wired cabinets and the machines that made 6-packs. 6-packs of beer, 6-packs of soda. Of course, the company we worked for invented the 6-pack. When we wired them for the United States, they would be a certain color, but we had to wire them for Europe. Everything had to be blue, but it took a week to wire, and he wired the whole thing in red, white, and black instead of just all blue. And it took a week to do, and we lost a week. Any mistake I made, I never threw anything around. I just said, okay, I made a mistake, and fixed it.
Do you recall a mistake that was substantial or memorable?
No, because early on I was doing little things, so they were little mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
What separates a good electrician from a great electrician?
How many years you do it, experience, customer relations. Really good electrician will, if you get a call and you go there for 5 minutes and just flick a switch or reset a breaker and not charge them, that's a sign of a good electrician. Professionalism. People tell me I have good professionalism, or if there's such a thing as good professionalism. I have professionalism.
What's one shortcut you refuse to take no matter what?
No, I don't take shortcuts, so there's never a shortcut that I've wanted to take. Well, if you take a shortcut, you're making a mistake. And then most of the things get inspected. So usually the inspector will pick up your shortcut and fail you, and you'll have to do it the right way anyway.
Craziest house you've ever worked in?
The oldest house I've ever worked in was 7 Chimneys in Westwood. That's from pre-Civil War. It's haunted.
You had some paranormal experiences there?
Yes. The ghost in the house, her name was Anna. And
that's what the homeowner told you, right?
That's what the homeowner told me. And she said that, when I was working in the basement was just dirt floors. And she said, Anna's in the house. And I said, oh, all right. I believe in ghosts anyway. But I was working in the basement. It was warm and muggy in the basement. All of a sudden, it gets really cold. So she either walked by you or whatever. I don't know anything about this paranormal stuff. But that was pretty scary.
How often do people try to tell you how to do your job?
Somebody will tell me once and then I won't work for them again. And I always tell people, they say, well, they can do it. And I say, well, electricity is not a hobby. So they usually try it and they end up calling me back anyway.
What's the one tool you could never work without?
A pair of pliers, skinners, screwdriver, tester. So there's not just one tool. I can't go on a job with one tool.
What about tools that have become available as the profession
time
has
goes on?
innovated? Yeah.
It's a multi-tool. It's like a fine tool. It's a saw that cuts everything, and it's easy. It's precise. It's straight. It's safe. It's something that you say to yourself, why didn't I have this years ago?
What's the worst DIY job you've ever seen?
It was actually just recently. They had changed their service, and the wires are supposed to, go like this and straight down. They're supposed to be supported about 6 inches from the box, but everything was just brought on an angle down. Oh, it was just a mess. And it passed inspection too. So that means the inspector didn't go in the house to see it.
What do young guys get wrong about work today?
Overthinking.
What do they get right?
Well, they're starting off coming to work, coming to work on time, being a little aggressive. Appearance, you have to be, and when you're working in people's homes, you have to look halfway decent.
Is there an electrician's equivalent to a plumber's crack?
No, the plumbers have the honor of having that.
What's something you wish your younger self knew?
Well, I like the route I took, with the residential work, but I'm a little envious of some of the younger contractors now that I'm very friendly with that are good with industrial and commercial work. I just like what I do now.
What keeps you getting up and doing this job every day?
The people I work for, and the supply house, they're like family to me. I just like, it's a social thing.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby I get paid for, but there are some times where I don't enjoy it. If I'm crawling in an attic, just recently, I'm going to be 73, but crawling in attics are not my thing anymore.
Especially in the cold months or the hot months.
Any month.
What still pisses you off about the trade?
Like any other licensed electrician would say, people that do work that aren't licensed.
What still makes you proud after all these years as an electrician?
The fact that your mother and I were able to, work hard and raise a family and 3 kids and have a house and just to be where we are now.
It's a great answer.
Thanks.
Why did you become an electrician in the first place?
My dad was an electrician. Didn't really want to be an electrician at first. I actually swore I'd never be an electrician.
Why did you say to yourself you swear you'd never do it?
Because I probably thought I would do something else, but I'm
Yeah.
glad I took this route. I was just saying the other day to my friend Brian how much I've beaten up my body doing this, but I'd do it all over again. A couple of hip replacements, a few discs in my neck replaced, a couple of hernia surgeries. I had 1 knee surgery. I wear compression things in my knees now. I wear a compression thing in my hand now. But other than that, I feel good. If I didn't have all the things done to me that I had done, I wouldn't feel so good.